I've just tried it with
It's that,
iGimel
yeah.
yesterday.
And right, we did yours, so we just escaped.
Yeah, we should have just done it with.
Can you copy and send me this thing?
The URL. No, I'll send it to you now.
Okay. Let's put on the pages and then we go there.
I think we yeah, okay.
We are live, aren't we?
Yeah, we are live. Let me send it to you. Yes, there we go.
You send?
Mm-hmm.
To my WhatsApp.
Yeah.
You know, Camo.
Oh.
Oh my God, what have we done to ourselves?
Oh, okay, let me just send it in this chat.
Send it to my email.
No, let me just, I can send it to this chat and then you copy it.
The thing is, I'm using a laptop, so.
Oh, you don't have WhatsApp set up. Oh,
hold on.
Is, where's this phone? Let me just check. Give me one. Yeah, it should. Yeah, you should see it. Oh.
You delete something again.
Oh. Let me just.
Oh no.
All right, I sent it to you.
All right. Okay. Okay. I think we can start now.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the iGimel Sports Show, football show. This week we're discussing the week's football, and I hope everyone has had a very good week. And to my top left will be Nyantichi Bano, and to my just beneath Nyantichi will be Shadrach, and just right beneath my screen will be Barunt, and then we have Carlos Daniel. We are still running the test. We are still having some test runs, so this is just restricted to family and friends. You can share it if you want, but we're still keeping to it. Now, before we kicked on last week, we touched on African football, and Carlos was the host last week. It was a fascinating program, and we went on and on about great and other important stuff. So today, I want to start with Shadrach. He had a little banter with Carlos about Real Madrid's performance against Liverpool. And I think the results was very surprising. So, Shadrach, we'll start with you. What was your take? Liverpool, Real Madrid, 3-1 to Real Madrid. What was your take, Shadrach?
My take that, to be honest, I had like 3 points. The first one was that most of the things I mentioned about Real Madrid were wrong in terms of not having another forward who can score apart from Benzema, and obviously Vinny stepped up and Asensio stepped up. The second thing I would say is that Real Madrid midfield won the game. Now, if you look at Toni Kroos, Modric, and Casemiro, them 3, the experience alone compared to the Liverpool midfield just outplayed them. If you look at Toni Kroos' assist for the first goal, if you look at Modric's assist for the last goal, and if you look at Casemiro's performance throughout the whole game, and lastly, I will give credit to Zidane. The way he's able to adjust in games is, that's why I said he's a way better manager than coach.
Yeah.
Because any situation that he has, he's able to read and understand. He knows his team better than anyone. If you look, I think on the weekend they played Ibar, and they went 3-5-2, I believe. So they went 3 at the back. So I thought he was gonna take the same approach, but he knows that the Champions League.
Varane got injured, so yeah.
Varane got injured, yeah. So
he couldn't do that,
he knows that the La Liga and the Champions League is 2 different competitions. So
Yeah.
For him to go further back and use inexperienced players, because it was Vasquez, the Brazilian centre back, and Nacho, and Mendy. And if you told me before that was the lineup, I would still would have went with Liverpool, because that's not really a back strong, a back four strong.
Yeah, back stuff.
Yeah, but with Casemiro, when you're playing centre back and you know you got a DM like Casemiro, it just gives you confidence and it makes you play better.
Yeah, I think that Shadrach is on point. One of the things that really surprised me with the decisions Real Madrid made in defense was the fact that the players were not playing out of from the back when there was a lot of pressure. They simply just kicked the ball out, and Casemiro's tackles in the first half and obviously the second half was on a totally different level, which gave some protection to the back too. So the inexperienced back to Amase. So Carlos, now as Shadrach was speaking, I could see you were nodding and getting yourself all excited. Clearly, your prediction came through. You won it hands down. What was your take in with regards to what Shadrach said, what you said last week, and what you saw on Tuesday?
Yeah, thank you. I was really confident on the afternoon of Tuesday. It was evening in Europe anyway, because I said it before when I had Varane is tested positive for COVID-19. I was like, this is a blessing in disguise, because if you look at our previous games, Varane has been horrible without Ramos. So that was my only headache. And I know if Varane is active, Varane is fit, there's no way Zidane is going to bench him. So when I heard the news, I was like, great news. Militao is going to be in, Nacho is going to play alongside Militao, and that would give more shield at the back with Casemiro. Yeah, so with that also, Zidane would not risk putting in a player like Valverde, who has more runs back and forth in the midfield. He's definitely going to use the experienced duo, Toni Kroos and Modric. And that was really good. Forward-wise, I was still battling between starting Rodrigo, Benzema, and Asensio. But I knew whichever way Zidane will go, we will get a result. And that is exactly what happened on the evening. Vinicius stepped up his game. He took his chances. 2 out of 4. And that is what you need to do. That is what you need to do. He was good against Eibar, and then the same thing transpired it onto the Champions League. So hopefully the confidence is coming up. Benzema is playing the same role that he plays.
Carlos, you mentioned Vinicius. That's the name? I felt Vinicius had a very good game, and for such a big game like this, for instance, I think one of the goals he scored where he was making the late run off, he took it up on his chest, he put the ball on his chest nice and well, and then found himself a yard of space to do that. Now, what I want to say is, did you ever think, I know we know Karim Benzema, we know he's a top player. Did you ever think for such a big game, a young player like Vinicius would have stepped up to this quality? Because I felt he was amazing.
Oh yes, I mean Vinicius is a Brazilian. Don't forget those guys. They like the big games. Yeah, they like the big games. If you look at the El Clasico in Barcelona last year, he stood up. He had a goal on the day. He's a big player, but he needs to be consistent with his goal scoring, and that will bring him more of his confidence. And he's gonna run the show in Madrid. If he continues to score week in, week out, he's going to run the show. So he's a big game player. Don't take it away from him. Yeah,
I totally agree with you there, Carlos, because I felt he had a very big game on that day. And Liverpool did not play bad. They made changes. They brought
in. Of course, I mean when they took off Nabi and brought in Alcantara, everything changed. Actually, when they scored a goal, I got a little bit shaky. But I mean, Madrid was on top, so they took their chances on the night. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I think
Liverpool was very, very good technical wise.
Yeah. So listen, I'm very glad. I'm very glad Carlos is happy now. Otherwise, we will not hear the last of it. And then that now takes us to the next one. He's been a Zidane critic. I mean, this guy is just doesn't understand why Zidane sells young players and tries to keep experience. But so far, Zidane is proving to be a shrewd tactician. Yantechi, do you agree to that?
Oh, sure. He's proven a tactician for now. But I mean, the only thing I have against Zidane is that he sells young players and then he keeps the old ones. Because it's going to catch up with Real Madrid sooner than later. Because I mean, for how long is Modric going to be playing the midfield? He's 35 now. Next season he'll be 36. So if you keep selling young players, if you allow a player like Martin Odegaard to go to Arsenal, and you say that I don't want Odegaard next season, for how long are you going to rely on Modric? Modric, in my opinion, is past his peak. No matter how well he's playing now, he's past his peak. So
he has Valverde.
It's okay. No, but I mean, Odegaard is a creative footballer like Modric. Valverde is not that as creative as Odegaard is. So what's going to happen is that eventually it's going to catch up with Real Madrid sooner or later. I mean, he has to start trusting the young players. He simply has to start trusting them. The only reason Vinicius Junior played was because Hazard is injured. Had Hazard been fit, he would have started, and Vinicius Junior would have been on the bench. That is a fact. Okay. That is a fact. The only reason Vinicius Junior started was because Hazard is injured. So I'm still as long as he doesn't remain at Real Madrid and he doesn't trust young players, I'm not going to be happy.
Come back in again. Rolf, let me cut you short and come back in again. Do you still see Zidane continuously disproving your theory? Because he's won the Champions League 3 times, and it's been the last 5 games you've been predicting he will be losing, and he seems to be winning. And Tuesday was a very big win. You have 30 seconds to give me before we go to Baron. Do you believe that Zidane...
I've never said Zidane is not a good manager. Fine, he's done what he's done in the Champions League. Nobody has done. But my main problem is that he has no faith in youth. That is my main problem. And sooner than later, it will catch up with Real Madrid. That's all I
think I agree. I agree with you there. Yeah, I think I agree with you there, because obviously the age transition, is better to mix youth and then experience, and then the team can go on. But Zidane seems to be looking at the short term, which is to win more trophies, which for me is in line with the club's hierarchy in terms of them wanting trophies. Exactly. And so we will jump now to Barunt. Right. I want you to summarize the feelings, the misgivings, his trust and the trust of Zidane and the whole atmosphere about Real Madrid on Tuesday night.
Right. So I mean, let's look at a few things here, because I think 2 of Liverpool's goals were actually mistakes. Real Madrid's goals were mistakes from Liverpool. I mean, of course, you need to make a mistake for someone to capitalize on, but you could see it was more of a Liverpool fault than Real Madrid. Brilliance. You go what I'm trying to say, because what do you call him? Trent Alexander, right? He made a costly mistake, and that was it. Then the goal by, what's his name? Was it Vicinius, where there was this true pass where I think the keeper just, I mean, for some strange reason, just so I mean, what I'm getting to is that yes, it looked like Real Madrid won, yes, fair and square, but there were mistakes which Liverpool would have to sort of work on, and Liverpool on a good day, you know what they can do. I mean, with a German tactician, right? So
now, let me cut you before you go on. I need you to answer this question for me. We've said this about Zidane time and time again. The opposition keep making mistakes. I remember the game against Juventus where there was a penalty in the last minute.
Right.
And I remember against Atletico Madrid, Ramos scoring in the very last minute. It wasn't this. Now, the level of consistency in the way we're trying to attribute the mistake by the opposition and not the tactical brilliance, it may not be exciting, but it's been so consistent. Can we say it is not brilliance? Because it's a bit rare to be consistent in such mistakes. Yes.
So you see, you've made some very good submissions there, but you see, when Yantichi is speaking, I have known Bano for a very long time, right? you can see he's having his issues with Real Madrid. He loves Real Madrid to the core. I know him very well.
Yeah.
To be honest, Kofi, Real Madrid, honestly, during Zidane's time, I think Zidane is I personally think he's a very lucky individual. That's what I feel. I feel like he's very lucky. Look, Zidane has won the Champions League 3 times, right? Mm-hmm. But when you compare him to coaches who have won, like you compare him to see how Liverpool won, right? Like Benitez, Klopp, Ancelotti. Look at Pep Guardiola. You see, people. There's this excitement, like even the way they play, right? When you compare it, like when I take you back to tell me about moments with Zidane, it's more like it feels more like luck. Someone who's been lucky for a long time.
Baron's holding there. Carlos is gonna come in here now. Before Carlos comes in, this is what I have to say.
Right.
For a manager to win the Champions League 3 times in a row, yes, it cannot be luck. But Carlos,
yes, that's no way.
I understand. Wait. Let me just.
Let's give Baron some.
Let me just say something. Just 20 seconds, right?
20 seconds. Yes.
Look, it so happens that in life there are people like that. Kofi, you would be surprised. There are people who have been lucky throughout their lives. I mean, look, honestly, ask Bano. I'm sure Bano is not really happy with even the way he plays. I mean, the guy plays, right? You see it. I mean, it's very ragged and all that. But honestly, anyway.
And for as a Mourinho fan, I totally disagree with your version. That is not exciting. Boring football wins trophies, and that is what matters. Carlos.
Right.
All right. So what Zidane is doing is more technique where a lot of people are not understanding his approach to the game. It is very, very difficult to understand Zidane. So you always going to associate it with luck. Like let's say, for instance, take the game against Liverpool, the Champions League, the third one that they won in a row. Yes, it was a gifted goal that was the keeper gave it to Benzema. So everybody was saying, Carlos just threw it in. But come back to it. Gary Bale came back and scored 2 fantastic goals. You will say maybe the third one too, it was another lucky one, but that is Zidane for you. I used to say the same thing, that Zidane is lucky. The luck is there. His approach to games, he's always going to be seen as the luckiest coach ever. Is how he approached games, but it's all his technical handle. Because look at the way he's using Lucas Vazquez and Modric, Casemiro. These guys are going to give him the results. Look, these guys make the whole game look so obvious that we are going to play and luck will give us the win. Simple.
Okay. Anyway, look. Just to say something simple. I think maybe I might be wrong too, because he's probably really, really mastered the art. Being a footballer, he's probably mastered it so well. He has become a king of the craft that we probably take it for granted. So I'll give him the credit. Maybe he is really, really.
Okay.
As a player, I was fascinated with his.
He was one of the best.
He was one of the best. But
he was one of the best.
As a coach, I think he is so efficient. Maybe he's doing so well. I am taking it for granted. So that could also be it, because I probably have seen a lot of machines, like, you know. I mean, from the Germans and from the likes of Pep Guardiola and Frank Rijkaard and Ancelotti, and so I mean, I do, maybe I am getting it wrong. Maybe he's actually really
give it to him, because you can see that I mean, with his style of recruitment, everything has gone wrong for him. He bought Luka Jovic, it didn't go well the way he wanted it. He bought Hazard.
That player, Where is he? Where is he now?
He went back to
Carlos,
Frankfurt.
we're going to come to
He
He's
went
Carlos
back
on
to
in a
Frankfurt.
minute.
Yeah.
We come to Shadrach in a minute.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is, now I have not personally, as a coach, I've not personally sat down to analyze Real Madrid deeply. But one thing I've done on the surface watching them is Zidane does not play that kind of expansive football, especially
That is it.
He
doesn't
open it up.
Yeah.
He keeps it well contained, narrow, and then he lets the forward players do their job. And when he had Marcelo, who he was a flying winger, he had Carvajal down the right wing, he had Modric who was pulling strings. And one
so Kofi, let me not catch you, but you can see that the role that Marcelo was playing for him, now he swifted to Lucas Vazquez. That's what Vazquez is doing on that side.
A good job there.
No, but wait. I don't think it was. I don't think it's. I think Marcelo has always been like that, even under any of the coaches.
We have to go to we have to go to Shadrach now.
Shadrach.
Yeah, from your earlier admission that you were wrong about Zidane, and Zidane is clearly gone to disprove everyone. So what Carlos has said, and then what and Baronti said about Zidane being a lucky coach, Carlos is going on consistently. He's probably doing something we all don't understand. What's your take?
Zidane cannot be a lucky coach. You can say he was lucky to have the team he had.
Exactly.
That's the only thing you can say. Leicester winning the league, you can say that's luck. You know, Chelsea winning that Champions League the way they done, I'm saying maybe you can say that's luck. But Zidane winning not once,
I think not maybe.
no second, 3 times in a row. That's something that in my lifetime I have never, because up to that nobody has ever won even 2 in a row.
So why did you write him off?
Because Liverpool is looking so good. I mean, on the face of any paper, Liverpool is ahead of Madrid.
I'm just asking Shadrach, if you are saying Zidane is not a lucky coach, why did you write him off last week?
No, I write them off here because of the players, not because of the coach. I didn't have the faith in the players. That's what I was saying. If Benzema doesn't score, who will step up and score? That was my only concern. Benzema didn't score, but they still managed to score 3 goals, which is a good sign. But in any other day, if Benzema doesn't score, the rest doesn't score. But my point is, Zidane, you cannot win 3 Champions League in a row and be lucky. Like the way they won it, maybe they didn't play a great style of football like Barcelona or Bayern. That's fair. But this is what I go back to, that Zidane being a manager, not a coach. If he was a coach, you would have seen more of good football. But you can't really. How can you say Toni Kroos play this type of football, or Modric, you should play this type of football? Them guys are already settled. They're already made. They're already man-made. So you just have to let them flourish. That's why Zidane is such a good manager, because he lets them do what they want to do. You can't. There's not a style of
Last question for you before you go. Sorry for cutting short. Last question. Now, are you going to change your perception and what you said about Zidane and the team? Because clearly you said you don't think the team could step up. Now they've stepped up in 1 game. Are you going to insist they will not go on to win, or they will not go on to be the great Madrid of before, or you will change your mind?
Win the
UCL
Champions League?
Yes.
The whole no. Winning the whole Champions League is not happening. They might get past Liverpool, but winning it all, it's not happening. No chance.
Shadrach is still listening. Nyantechi, touch on Madrid for the last the last segment, and then we jump on to the other games. So summarize what everybody else has said about Zidane.
Well, I believe we've all said that we've all acknowledged that he's a manager. He's a good manager, not a coach. Because there's never been a football match where before Real Madrid where you see that Zidane made a tactical substitution or tweaked his formation, which resulted in a transformation. I mean, with Real Madrid, if they are winning,
are you sure? Because I've got a game.
I've seen a lot of them.
If they are winning, they are winning.
I mean,
and if they are losing, they are losing. No, if they are winning, they are winning. If they are losing, they are losing. Yeah, that's it with Madrid. So I mean, from from the games I've seen with Zidane in charge, I mean, I've never seen him make a substitution which will
Champions
turn
League
a game
final.
around. Because
Champions League final. Gareth Bale.
which of the Champions League finals? Which of the
Against
League
Liverpool.
finals?
Against
of the
Liverpool,
Champions
when
League finals?
I think Liverpool scored first. Was it?
No,
Yeah.
it
was 1-1.
It was 1-1.
Who
Madrid
scored
scored
first?
first. Liverpool. Madrid scored first, and then Liverpool
Okay.
equalized.
All right.
It was
Now,
1-1.
enough of Real Madrid now.
Yes.
Enough of Real Madrid. We're going to start with United again. Now, Chelsea and then Porto. Did you watch the game?
No, I didn't watch the game. No.
Okay.
So I can't
Now,
comment on it. So.
you're still going to make some comment. Chelsea won 2-0. I felt Chelsea, I wouldn't say Chelsea was lucky. And not because
Chelsea
I'm a
won
Chelsea
2-0?
fan.
Yes.
Chelsea won 2-0. Not because Chelsea were
Porto.
sorry?
Yeah, they won in Porto.
Yeah, they won 2-0. Now, do you think Porto was a very dogged side against Juventus? They knocked them out. They were a very dogged side. Do you think Chelsea could go on to win this trophy?
No way.
Champions League. I'm all go all the way. I don't.
Yes.
I don't. Honestly, Chelsea going all the way. It could be. Yeah, it could be. It could be because right now we are at the knockout stage. One mistake and you are out. See, with the knockout stages, one mistake you are out. If it were a league, fine. No, I wouldn't expect Chelsea to win. But I expect them to go to win the tie against Porto, and whoever they meet, be it Real Madrid or Liverpool, anything could happen. One red card, one mistake by the opponent, and Chelsea are through to the final. And when you're in the final, anything can happen. Yeah, so it's plausible Chelsea could win. It's not totally out of the question.
Okay, we've got some teams.
Yes.
PSG, I think, is going to go through against Bayern Munich. Man City, Dortmund. I think Dortmund will nick it because based on the performance in the first leg, I watched it, and I don't think City were that great. Carlos, Chelsea winning the Champions League. What's your take?
I think Chelsea, this team is kind of playing similarly to the one that won it, even though the style and the players are different. The reason I'm saying that is that look at the ways Chelsea have managed to win games, those controversial wins against Atletico. Yeah, I mean, it was obvious against Atletico. I mean, those calls, penalties against Atletico were not given and all that. So, I mean, those little things. And against Porto, Porto didn't have their best player on the field, who is Pepe. Pepe was upset, so that also opened up the defense
Pepe
a little
played.
bit.
Oh, that other Pepe didn't play.
Yeah, so the back was wide open for them, for Chelsea, and I would say Chelsea. I mean, if they get themselves together and with more luck going their way, Chelsea can also win it. But I don't see Chelsea beating Real Madrid anyway in the semi-final. So Chelsea will drop out. But then also it's football, so I'll be real. I mean, anything can happen.
But you still insist Madrid will go ahead of Chelsea if they go through Liverpool. Baron, Chelsea winning the Champions League.
Well, that is very far from reality, but yeah, it's Kofi. I see the I don't know. I see the shock on your face, but like Bano also said, it's the Champions League, right? Mm-hmm. Someone could make a mistake. There could be a red card. These things happen. It's and you can't. It's football. Football like the British weather. It's very dangerous. You never know when it actually changes to summer or winter. Look at Shadrach. He's all holed up. He never knows yourself. So I'd say yes. We really cannot sort of put a finger to it and say Chelsea would win it or not. But when you look at what is going on, if Chelsea is to meet a team like
PSG,
Dortmund, or I mean, Chelsea has always done well against German teams for some strange reason. And but when you meet you see, there's something about Madrid everyone should realize. Madrid plays with a spirit. There's this spirit. You know, even if the players are just randomly picked from the back from the streets or anywhere, there's a spirit. I mean, once you're at Real Madrid, they just, you know, so it's a different thing.
And when they are playing Champions League on that stage, yeah, it's different.
Right. It's different. So I would say that, look, at this stage, yeah, it can go for anyone, but I mean, it's a steep one for Chelsea, I would say. I think Kofi has so much faith in Chelsea, but anyway.
No,
He's a Chelsea fan, so there's no way.
It's not about having too much faith in Chelsea. But before Shadrach comes in to talk about Chelsea capability to win the Champions League, I'm just going to come in a little bit as a Chelsea fan, and I will tell you, with the teams left, with the teams left in the Champions League quarterfinal stage now going on to the semi-finals, with Lewandowski out, watching what Bayern Munich did against PSG, that was absolute disaster. Now, I don't know what was happening to Hans Flick. You've got one of the best prolific scorers in Europe in Lewandowski being injured, and you rely on this sort of player to play the system Bayern Munich played. And by this, I mean Bayern Munich were able to, they play a high line normally, and when they play hand, they put a lot of pressure on the position. And when the chances come, the conversion rate with Lewandowski in the game, it goes very high. He's injured, and you have the speed of Mbappe with the trickery of Neymar right in behind Mbappe. And he still insisted in playing a very high line. Alaba is quick, but he's getting to the wrong side of 30. Mbappe is just 23, 24. Neymar is 29, skillful. He doesn't have to do a lot of the running. He has to set in the ball. That ball he cut into Mbappe for that first goal, the second goal, was fantastic. What Bayern Munich did there was absolutely crazy. PSG, not a very organized side for me. They just rely on Mbappe's speed. Chelsea defensively with a goalkeeper, fantastic. Midfield, fantastic. Forward players, fantastic. We play solid, or Chelsea plays solid in Europe and as a unit, and they are yet to concede in Europe under Tuchel. We come in here. I'm not going to bet. There could be red cards. We saw what happened. Man City leagues, red card. Chelsea had a red card against West Brom. They lost. Now, Shadrach, with all this I've said, do you disagree with me, or do you still believe Chelsea have a very strong chance of winning the Champions League?
Chelsea are they're in the Champions League, so obviously they have a chance. Would I bet on them? No. I believe that defense wins the league, but offense wins the Champions League. You said that you guys you still haven't conceded a goal, but you played against teams that are not good going forward. Atletico are very defensive minded. Same with Porto. I believe had you played Man City or had you played Bayern or PSG, would have been a different story. So, can you win it? Yes, I suppose. Obviously, you're in the competition, but again, I don't see. I can't see it, to be honest. Like, I'm looking at your front four. I'm looking at your front three. I don't think you guys are like. It's not fearing me. Like, I'm not scared of Giroud.
They don't have that fearsome side.
Yeah, you don't have that fear factor. Like, PSG, Mbappe is coming, Neymar is coming. You'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
But with
there's a game on.
Chelsea is Giroud, Tammy Abraham, Mount.
That is not really.
No, but it's true. It's true. But I personally don't see it. You might do it, but I don't see it.
Nyantechi. We talked about Chelsea. You've given your views about Chelsea already. Now, PSG, Bayern Munich. Mbappe, he scored, I think, 3 or 4 at Barcelona. And then he's gone away again to the Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. And he's going to score a brace. What do you make of this gentleman? Is he going to turn PSG into European champions for the very first time in their history? Mbappe.
Yeah, of course he can. I mean, but he may not be able to do it on his own. You need the help of his teammates because, I mean, if he scores 3 and if he scores 3 and the defense lets the team down, that's a sweat gone to waste. Although they have a very good goalkeeper in Keylor Navas, So and having a good goalkeeper also helps you win this competition. So yeah, PSG could go all the way because they got their forward line is good, their midfield is okay. I wouldn't trust their back line, but their goalkeeper is good. Keylor Navas, he's actually one of the very best. I don't see how he's different. I don't see how Courtois is. I don't see how Courtois is so much better than him that Real Madrid allowed him to leave and get spend money on Courtois.
We're back to
But anyway, that's another topic for another discussion. Yes, yeah. So so PSG could do it. Yes, Mbappe could help. Yes, yeah, because of the factors I've mentioned.
Okay, so in that case, PSG, I think they've lost Marquinhos for the next leg. I don't know if he'll be back for the second leg because I think he has a muscle injury. He had to come off right after scoring. So you never know. Bayern Munich are very seasoned, and they've lost another 2 or 3 players again to COVID tests and to muscle stomach injuries and some weird stuff. So I think I bank on PSG to go through. And then coming to Carlos again, PSG, potential PSG Man City in the semi-final game. But I personally believe the way Dortmund played, if they repeat the same thing, I've just been watching Man City against Leeds today, and they didn't really convince me. And going away to Dortmund next week, I think it could be a bit different. So let's put it this way: PSG, if City manage to sneak through to the semifinals, PSG Man City. What's your take? What is going to happen with Pep's resurgence and Mbappe and Neymar?
Well, I don't think PSG and Man City is a definite call. If you look at the way Bayern played, yeah, on that night things didn't go their way, but they scored 2 goals against the, fast-paced forward of PSG, Mbappe, Neymar, all that. They were so fantastic, but Bayern were still in the game. They could have made it 3-3. They could have, it's narrow. And don't forget, this is Bayern Munich. There is a German side. They can go to Paris and score you 2 goals or 3. All they need to do is get a 2-1 and then they go to extra time. Or they got 2 goals in Paris. That's very dangerous for them. And they have the people to score those goals. Thomas Muller is there. Unless something happens and Muller is out, Choupo-Moting he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad on the day, but a lot of misses. And I'm not taking Bayern out yet. So let's hold on to Tuesday and see the outcome of it. The same way I'm not taking Dortmund out yet. Dortmund were fantastic. I strongly have the feeling that they're gonna take Man City out.
I personally think Bayern Munich will be out because they've had other injuries. Look, Bayern Munich will have to play unless Pochettino designs a very awful tactical thing. I don't see how. Let
me say this lastly. What I saw in that game, technically, Bayern had tall players and tall strikers, so they were trying to use the area balls a lot, and you can see the back of PSG short guys. So if everything goes well, if that technique goes well for them in Paris, I'm telling you, it's a set for disaster. And if they are able to hold on to Mbappe, which is something they need to do, they need to find a defender that can hold Mbappe. That would be fantastic for them.
Now, before we go to Burnt, Carlos, the reason I think it's going to be very difficult for Bayern Munich is they will have to play a high line because PSG can keep possession. They'll have to play a high line to have any chance of pinning PSG to their own half. And to do that, PSG needs one clever ball, which Neymar can provide. Verratti comes in, he can provide. That ball in behind totally becomes a totally different game. Now, Baron, PSG, Bayern Munich, Man City, Dortmund. Who would you pick to get to the semifinal out of these 4 teams? Which 2 teams do you think have a very high chance of playing the semifinals?
Right, Kofi. So you said a lot of things. but it always reminds me of one of the most famous quotes by the legend Iron Mike Tyson. He says, "Everyone got a plan until they're punched in the mouth." You see, everyone has a plan. I mean, like you said,
That's a good quote.
right? It's quoted. I mean, everyone knows. It says, "Everyone got a plan until you're punched in the mouth." You know.
Yeah.
So, like you're saying, all these high balls, and it's the Champions League. I am not going to rule anyone out. Second leg, you'd be surprised that things can flip around. Liverpool can beat Real Madrid. PSG can be down. Chelsea can be down. It's the Champions League. You remember what happened between Barcelona and PSG, right? It was
yeah.
I mean, we opened our eyes and it was 6-0 or what was it?
4-1, 4-0.
Yeah, like 5-1 or something.
It was a disaster, right? I mean, everyone. It was completely over. You know.
Yeah, Baron, sorry to cut you short. I think you're making a very interesting point. You're going to continue, but what I want to tell you is, it is our job as sports pundits to stick our neck out because we understand the variables.
Yes,
right.
But as sports pundits, like Shadrach Diggins stuck his neck out last week, and he got really stung by Carlos. We are supposed to stick our neck out and say,
I know it's a gamble. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, you see now, Man City and Dortmund. One thing is that German teams, they tend to do very well away, right? And at home, it's also a different ball game. Man City can pull a draw. I mean, the way I see it, they can pull a draw, or it can be a very close call, just like it was. So I think Man City would just go through. They might just go through. Man City might just go through.
And then PSG Bayern?
And PSG Bayern, it's a very tricky one. And it's a tricky one because these Germans, you know, like their cars, a capacitor can just not start the car. One capacitor out and then the car is not even starting. You know what I mean? You have a German car and just one fuse and that whole car is out. I don't know if you've opened a Mercedes, the recent Mercedes. When you open it, it's like, I don't know how to say it. Like everything it's closed. Like you don't even find a hole.
You don't see anything. Yeah,
but there's stuff working on there.
Yeah, the stuff. So the Germans are they play very good football. So they can pull a surprise one. Honestly,
without
Lewandowski,
without Gnabry.
Well, look, I think
without Tolisso.
I think they still have the ability to pull a surprise because they have the advantage of being at home. And everyone who plays at home for a team their caliber can pull a surprise, whether they're playing with goats or chicken. I mean, they can always pull a surprise, right?
Well,
so
I'm gonna be bold and say something here, bro.
Right.
Now, if Pochettino loses that game, he has to be very disappointed in himself. I mean, literally. And here I'm speaking boldly as a coach, and I'm saying, if he should lose that game,
right?
If there are injuries to Neymar and Mbappe, I will get it. I will get it why he'll probably lose it. But if he's got these two fit for next week's second leg, with Bayern Munich not having their top, and I mean top draw striker.
But for the second leg is just Tuesday. It's not next week.
Yeah, Tuesday.
It's coming Tuesday and Wednesday.
If they lose that game, Pochettino should be very disappointed. And if he gets a sack, I will not be very surprised. Because Bayern Munich will have to. I say this because PSG, we've seen them over the years. They can keep possession. They can play all sort of football. They can play on the counter. They can press. They can defend. They can do against Barcelona. They defended fantastically well for 90 minutes. They can do that against Bayern Munich. If Pochettino loses this game, it will be a massive disappointment.
Like I said, everyone got a plan until they are punched in the mouth.
Until they are punched in the mouth.
Good.
That's why you got to have a strong jaw walking into the ring. And I think PSG ought to walk into the ring. Now, you tell us. Now we're going to shift our focus a little bit now to what is happening in Africa, African football. We saw some dodgy, unofficial pairings. Assuming those pairings were right, or whatever. Assuming those parents were right. Do you see a country like Ghana winning the AFCON for the 5th time? The last time Ghana won it was 1982. And with the kind of noise, 1982, that was the last time Ghana won it. with the problems Ghana has had. Nigeria has won it recently, Cameroon has won it, Algeria has won it, Egypt has won it, South Africa won it as early as 2012, 11, thereabout. So all the powerhouses of Africa, they've won the African Cup. Ghana is yet to win after, God knows, 39 years. What are the chances for Ghana winning the AFCON 2022?
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, those parents are not right, because I know for a fact that the group winners of the qualification series will all be seeded. They will not meet. Yeah, they will not be meet. So there's no way that group was right. But even that, that notwithstanding, I don't see Ghana winning the African Cup of Nations. No, like I've said, this team is a team in transition. I mean, this team hasn't got a goal scorer. Shadrach says that he says that defense will win you league titles, but attack will win you trophies. I mean, cup competitions. But Ghana, the Black Stars don't have a striker. We don't have someone that can guarantee us goals. No. So there is.
You're talking about strikers. You're talking about strikers.
Are you? Look at whether he's playing for Crystal Palace or Ghana, his best position is on the wing. He's not a central striker. He's not a number 9. Whether it's for Crystal Palace or the Black Stars, his best position is on the wing. He's not a number 9. The Black Stars currently, we don't have a number 9. So
in this case, are you
that. I mean, there's no. Yeah, so I don't think.
Are you saying Siki Akono needs to call back or call Carlos Caleb Ekuban? Or we get Asamoah Gyan back from retirement? Roger Miller went to the World Cup.
Caleb Ekuban. What? No. Siki Akono will have to use the materials at his disposal. So if Caleb Ekuban is the one at his disposal, yes, you have no choice but to call him up. But I mean, I know that's in the AFCON is in January 2022. Yeah. But even now, I can see that if Ghana gets to the quarterfinals, we would have done well. Yeah, quarterfinals would be good.
Now we go to Shadrach, and then we jump straight away to Carlos, and then we come back to Baron. Shadrach, when Nantiti mentioned Jordan Ayew, what was your take on Jordan Ayew? Why don't you think a striker? What is going on?
That what we need to understand here, that if you look at for the last 10 years here, the nations that won it, most of them had a superstar. So if you're telling me that Jordan Ayew is a guy that can carry a whole team, then as Nantuchi said, quarterfinals is where we are looking. No. A team like Nigeria, they got loads of young superstars, not superstar, but they got young stars. Like Niacho. No, they got good players.
He's good. Niacho is a goal scorer.
Yeah, he's a good player. But us, we honestly we have no hope. We have no hope.
Really?
Because we are still in transition. We are not the lack of experience in the team.
Shadrach, last season, Jordan Ayew had a fantastic season before the COVID. He was scoring some fantastic goals for Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but you scoring nice goals does not mean much. We need a goal scorer, a guy that actually can get to 15 to 20 goals year after year. No, you score a nice goal, you go is everywhere on Instagram, and that doesn't do anything to our team. So we need a guy that can score. You don't see Jordan as a world-class player. No, even a guy like Asamoah Gyan here, he's done a lot for our team here, but still we need that roof. Like Ivory Coast had Drogba, Cameroon had Eto'o. We yet to have that superstar striker in our team. We can talk about every other nice players, they're all nice players, they're all complementary players, but we need a leader. We need a guy that when we are down 2-1, he will score the 2-2 and then pick you up. We don't have that. Sometimes you don't even have to pick you up. Just score goals. Goals will speak for themselves.
But that's interesting.
But yet to have that. But until then,
Shadrach is obviously not very excited with the forward line of Ghana Black Stars. And he believes with Nyantichi that our best performance will be the quarterfinals. Carlos, give us the Ghana flavor before we go to Toronto. What is going on? Are we going to win it?
Ghana Blaster winning. We are far from
AFCON.
that. I think Togo has a better chance of winning the AFCON than this Blasters. I'm surprised they even qualified. Looking at the game against South Africa. Sao Tome, fine. I can even assemble some team, coach them and beat Sao Tome, but South Africa game, that's why I was more surprised what happened, what is going on with South Africa, that they let Ghana, draw against them in their own back home. So it's like everybody is saying, Ghana is not in any position to even get close to a quarterfinals, and more talk about winning it. The only way is we have maybe, let's say, about 7-8 months to the AFCON, unless out of the blue we have some superstar emerging from some corner during this period. And with the current materials we have, Jordan Ayew and Dede Ayew and some local stars, please, I don't want to talk about this.
Now, before we go to Burundi, we can see some viewers giving us some wonderful, wonderful comments. We want to appreciate every one of you, even though this is, as I said again, we are having a test run. Your comments are fantastic, and I believe as we go live, it will be totally on a different level. Thank you very much, and keep the comments coming. And hopefully next week we can serve you much better with a bigger topic to discuss. Now we're going to go to Burundi. Now, before we go to Burundi, I just want to touch on a little bit about what we've talked about Ghana. I'm quite disappointed with the kind of comments coming about Ghana not being able to do something.
No, but Kofi, when was the last time even Jordan Ayew, the Ghana top striker, scored for Crystal Palace? When was the last time?
Thank you.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, I will answer the question later, but I wanted to.
Anyway,
I think Burundi is a bit confused.
So shout out to Georgia Takanta, Galibo Zaife, and Sandra Opan, all on YouTube, right? And Galibo Zaife has said something over there. He says, I think the problem with Jordan is that he doesn't look that aggressive on the ball as a goal scorer should be.
That is why Shadrach made a mention. He's not a striker. He's a winger. He's
not a striker.
Yeah, he's a winger. So you get that from him.
Even for Palace, Zaha plays striker and he has to play wing.
Right. See, Kofi, here's the thing. I think we made this, we Africans, so we like to make bring in quotes and all that. I think we said that Carlos and I said this last week that I would say it in Tree and then we translate. So also my meal now so I said, wow. I mean, if you refuse to accept that your mom is dead, right? And
when everybody's mom, which your mom will still
your mom will still be lying there, right?
Yeah,
because maybe if you had accepted it, your friends would have helped you.
Exactly.
Right? Kofi is. I know Kofi has this very interesting. Kofi has a deep support for Black Stars, and he, as a country, we all
love the country.
We all love Ghana. Look, to be honest, we all love Ghana, and we very much wish that the country does well. But Kofi, you know it that technically we are not good. I mean, who is striking for us? Who is playing the midfield? Who is even our keeper? I don't even know who is our keeper again. Right, we might as well just get Bofuakwa goalkeeper to be with us, right? It's pathetic that
I think the keeper is even better. I mean,
right,
he is one of the good players they currently have.
It's pathetic that after how many years now? We from 1980 what? I mean 82, and we still talking about what winning the African Cup. Isn't this a disgrace? Like a whole country, Ghana, like. I mean, you mentioned Ghana and then people are panicking. I mean, they're panicking for nothing. It's like, I don't know why people even panic when they hear the name.
Not anymore. It used to be.
Yes, it used to be. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. Anymore. It used to be. We must get serious, Kofi. We are not taking this thing serious. And the amount of money that has been pumped into football. I mean, yes, of course. We know that money, I don't know, maybe 80% goes into filling other people's pockets. But I mean, we could have done better, Kofi. There is no way. I don't know how. I mean, are we going to play Ivory Coast? Kofi, you tell me. You tell me. Are we going to compete with Ivory Coast or Nigeria
let me
or who?
Let me
Or
come
even,
in here quickly.
I don't know.
Let me come in here quickly. Baront made a comment about money filling people's pocket. I think he was just getting all excited.
Right.
I think the Anas video obviously gave us a totally different outlook of what's going on.
Right. Oh, no. But
Kofi, and rightly so, a lot of people were disappointed with some of the attitude of the people in
right.
But I believe this new GFA, this new organization, leadership of the Ghana Football Association, I think they are doing some good work. They've started well, and touch wood, we've not heard anything about any money going amiss here and there. But I would like to address a little bit the technical side of Ghana football. I believe there's a lot of excitement. You know, we have this slogan going around, bring back the love. You know, I don't know if you guys heard about it. Yeah, bring back the love. It's all good. Yes. Yeah, it's all good. But I believe you look at countries like Algeria. I think last week, a few people mentioned about countries like Algeria. Ivory Coast with the kind of players, Nigeria, the kind of players they have. Ghana, I would like to keep my comment. And the simple reason is, it's very difficult to admit certain things, but there is a huge gap. There is a huge problem. There is a massive bridge we need to cross as a country. And Baron, Shadrach, Nyantechi, Carlos, all of you are spot on in terms of, because the facts speaks for themselves, to be fair. As much as we don't want to, the facts are that and Ghana has not won the AFCON for 39 years. And being a powerhouse of African football, and this is very disappointing. You know, it's very disappointing. And we've got Truman on the line, but we'll go to Carlos and then we'll come back to Truman, and Truman will just sort of give us a summary about what we've been talking about. He's a bit late today. He was going to be late. He was working, so he's coming back. So Carlos, is giving us a very strong factual evidence. And the fact is, for 39 years, almost 40. Next year will be 40 years. And as Baron said, Ghana has not won the AFCON. And I'll tell you what, the last AFCON, I believe the government spent something in the region of about 5 to 6 million pounds.
It's not about the money. It's not about the money, though.
Kofi, that is 4 decades. Almost 4 decades.
So Kofi, we are not Ghana as a country, and Ghana, the GFA are not tackling the problems that we're currently having. They doing other things, and the other things was like the past AFCON. The government motivated the players to go and bring the cup. But there was no plan. What is the plan? You can't just motivate players when there's problem with even captaincy. That is not going to work. What is the plan? What is the plan? Everybody knew that Asamoah is coming to the end of his career. What was the plan to get him retired? Ghana as a football country, we didn't need to go through that problem. The problem that we went through that last AFCON for Jan
you think it was self-inflicted? You think it was
self-inflicted? Of course. Yes. I mean, that is the truth, and we hide against it. Sometimes I blame the players themselves. They don't want to come out and speak the truth. It's just recently one of the guys had an interview. He mentioned that iGimel mentioned it somewhere that at Brazil World Cup, they needed to have supported Sule Muntari because Sule Muntari was fighting for the players, right?
Yes.
I think Carlos, that Brazil debacle, it was a mess, and I really
it's been continuous. So
it was a total mess.
The whole thing is we don't have any plan. You can see Nigeria when Nigeria missed AFCON. What year was it? I don't remember. There was a year that they didn't make it.
That was pretty recent. They
didn't make it. The following year when they came back, they won it. That is the plan. Right. They went back, sit home, and plan.
Kofi,
Carlos, thank you
Kofi, to
very
make one
much.
point.
All we're doing is, I think it's been like what, 9 consecutive times that we've
And
qualified to
still,
them.
we're not making any
Yeah,
progress
we are just
there.
going because we are not planning towards going to win it.
Kofi,
Kofi, don't you
just
think?
we-
Yeah,
we-
I got
we-
one question. Yeah.
oh yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead, Shadrack, go ahead.
Go on.
Don't you think that I don't know who's up for, but don't you think that players are happy to play at meaty clubs? Like, before, like, if you look at 2006 squad, we had like Apia playing for Juventus, Muntari playing for big teams, but now we don't. Apart from
you don't even know the Ghanaian play where they play.
we don't. I don't know where they play.
Shadrack,
Exactly.
I mean,
I don't
Shadrack,
know where they play. So, useful is it or not pushing the Ghanaian players to play in higher league? Because if you look at Mahrez himself won basically that Algeria. He plays at a high level, so he knows what. No, we don't have the experience.
Algeria's got some good players. And Baron coming shortly, and then
right, Shadrack. So with what you're saying,
ready.
I mean, we are not even going to say it because we have. I think with Daniel, Carlos, Yantuchi, and myself, we discussed this. I think 2 weeks ago, talking about where they play their league and all that. But I mean, just to say something, you see, Ghana has a misconception. We have played football with adrenaline. Adrenaline has its limits, right? We've never prepared. And there's so much chemicals in your body can do. I mean, you play one game, you're pumped up. It's adrenaline. Like, it's been on a high for just a few seconds.
Yeah.
We are good. I mean, for the first game, oh yeah, we've done well. But technically, you haven't done anything. You look, eating a lot of gari and drinking a lot of water, you just fill your stomach. Technically, it's just filling your stomach.
As sad as this is Burundi speaking the truth. And in terms of technical progression as a country, tactical, I must also add, tactical progression. I think the under-20s by Karim Zito, they gave us something good to see, and then it will be nice. Because Karim Zito, a lot of people have not talked about him. He's won 2 major trophies in 1 year with the under-20s, the AFCON and then the WAFU under-20. So the main concern is with the Black Stars. And I think they've disappointed us again and again and again. Now, Truman, could you unmute your audio, please, Truman? Now, Truman, you've heard it all. What's gone on in the last 20, 30 minutes. Ghana Black Stars, almost next year will be 40 years. And we've not won the AFCON. Countries like South Africa, they've won it. Algeria, they've come out of the cold to win it. Egypt won it 7 times, 8 times in that period. Ivory Coast won it. Cameroon won it. Nigeria's won it. What is going on with the Ghana Black Stars? What is going on?
All right. Thank you, Kofi, and good day to my fellow colleagues, pundits, and also hello to our viewers. I must apologize for joining the team late. Pardon me. I think the issue with the Ghana Black Stars has to have a total different, definite time for discussion. I don't think we have now
enough time
to, let's say, 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. because the issue is a very
by the way, we have 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes.
You get it. So let me just be brief on the Ghanaian issue. Then I'll touch on a little bit. Permit me to touch a little bit on the Champions League teams. So I think that the issue with the Black Stars is not the ministry, the football players, or the management. It is an issue with the Ghanaian people. We have drifted. Yes, totally. We have drifted so much from what makes us Ghanaians. Okay, it is intertwined. Some like 2 decades ago, or a decade ago, 2 decades, 3 decades ago, all of us, where we grew up, we could identify about 2 or 3 football pitches, whether big or small. I mean, where we live, if you move to the next block, you find same we had, but we converted all these places into stores and houses and the rest. Then also the issue of glorifying something little. We glorify average performance. So it gets into the head of the players. Look at Ghana. We've never had our first 11 playing in top leagues. We may have 1 or 2, 3 playing in the top leagues. The rest will be found in Eastern Europe, Middle East,
Dubai,
South Africa,
China.
even in Asia. Do you get it? And we award them, we are best footballer of the year. And you actually assess this person and realize that actually he doesn't deserve it. So as a people, we are quick to award mediocrity. It has become part of our mindset. So it has affected our planning, our purpose, and our vision. We have to, before I joined, somebody was saying that we don't plan, we need to plan. Yeah, I think it was this morning. The minister this morning on radio, I heard, was it yesterday or today, that his priority is to win AFCON. See, that is so wrong. He's jumping from class 1 to master's degree. You get it? He wants to get glory.
Yep.
Or his
for something that we've
party.
lacked for a long time. Yeah.
But what he needs to think about is to tackle the root cause. Do you understand? How many academies do we have here? Even if we have academies, how accessible is it? How affordable it is? Now, we all know that it is not only poor parents who allow their children to play football nowadays. Even middle class and upper class people want their children to play football. Now, let's look at it. Let's take French national team, English team, all the teams in Europe, even in US and Canada. How many blacks, Africans do you see in there? Look at Alphonso Davies. Naturally, genetically, the black person is gifted with flair and ability when it comes to sports. Yeah. All we need is the technical and the tactical and the resources. This is where Africa, Ghana, we need to invest.
Before you go on, I want to ask questions. I think you've mentioned the structural deficiency and organizational inadequacies of the game at the grassroots level, which obviously produced the talent for us. The Black Stars themselves as a unit, and you've watched European games, you support Real Madrid, you follow Real Madrid for so many years. Do you think the Black Stars are technically, I think we've got good players.
I was going to come to that.
Do you think they are tactically very good?
So what goes for Ghana, yeah? I mean, for the past 20 years, or let's say for the past 10 years, what has gone for Ghana is the fact that our younger teams, the Starlets and the Satellites, do very well on the international stage. So many people presupposes that, yes, I mean, it should translate into the national team. But we all know the cheating of the ages where we use over 8 players to play these tournaments.
I think I'll cut you short there because we do not have any evidence of cheating. Do we have any evidence?
Well, okay. I retract. Yeah. I withdraw my statement, but it's already out. So to come to your question, By the way,
sorry guys, Truma will have one more point because he was late. I'm giving him extra more minutes, so you have one more minute.
Right.
And then we'll go to everyone. Yes.
Let me finish and come to champion. Let me finish. To your question, tactically, we may have it, yeah, but every team has the level of tactics or the level of tactics. Do you get it? So, for example, tactically, we cannot compare ourselves with Germany.
Why?
Because Germany has invested so much in tactics right from the beginning of the beginning of these players. Take Toni Kroos, Müller. We can find pictures of Toni Kroos playing tactically when he was like 7 or 10. And he has
8 to 5.
He has maintained this. You see, we learn tactics. Yeah? We learn tactics. We learn tactics at the apex of our profession. When they have gone to a better club. That is when they teach them the tactics.
Roman, thank you very much. And I think you've given an angle we're not looking at. We were focused on the technical and the tactical side of the game. And you've come up to tell us the grassroots problems And you've mentioned the minister looking to win AFCON rather than developing for the future. Now we come to Carlos, and then briefly, then we go to Nyantichi, and then Carlos.
I wanted to just
no, please
finish
you
with
hold it. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you again, Carlos. In 1 minute. Truman is mentioning the infrastructural deficiency, the parks being, the football pitches being changed into being built or converted to shops and other stuff. Do you agree with that, or you think it's not?
I would say, I mean, I'm a product of Ghana football, so I mean, from the coast level and all that, and I've criticized the academics coming in to spoil our game, because back then we had coast. When you walk in the streets of Accra, you know Cowling Babies, you know Noble Aries, you know the Golden Tulip, you know this BT International. Those teams were producing players for Accra folk and Kumasi. When you go to Kumasi, they have the Corners and then Kimfesa Babies and all those guys who were also producing players for Kotoko and Goldfields and all that. We brought in the academy with the plan that players will be taken outside. That helped us to some level, but it destroyed our main core. You go to Ghana right now, Truman said it, the pitches have been used to be converted to stores and all that. I went back home recently, and the place I used to play football, and they used to call me Maradona, is no more existing. JT Park at Mataheko is no more existing. Yeah, JT Park produces the stars, the likes of Owusu Efriye, Starlet 97, Ajatete, Adolf Ama. I can name a lot of players. Boront live in Mataheko, you might know. So you don't see these things anymore, and that is where Ghana we lost. You can see that they've mounted some AstroTurf pitches across the country, but do we have teams using them? Do we have people have to go and pay to use those facilities? And we are not, we are not that much resource to use it.
To look into that.
Yeah, let's have a time and talk about more about this topic.
Properly.
Yeah.
Okay, Carlos. Nyantichi, I think Carlos, thank you very much. Carlos is only giving another dimension. The economic benefit or the economic priority that teams and academies in Ghana, because I believe I was in Ghana. My brother used to play for Olympics Babies, and then he went to Power FC. And so I followed the coach before. I wasn't as good as him, so I didn't get a chance to play. But those things were helping the system. Now that it's been turned to academies for profiteering, do you think that could be a contributory factor with what Roman said about the infrastructural deficiencies? Do you think the economic desire, which comes back to Shadrach's point, our players are not playing at the highest level because we develop them at the academy and straight away push them in any part of Europe and even Vietnam, India to make money? Do you think
Iran,
someone just signed in
Dubai.
Money, Dubai. Nyantichi, what is your take on this organizational deficiency, infrastructure deficiency, and the economic priority over tactical development and technical development?
Oh, well, I believe that the current GFA should work to remedy that. I mean, we all agree that the core system is our way.
Yeah.
The academic system doesn't work for us. So I believe the current GFA should go back to the core system. Fine, they may improve it, but yes, let's go back to what works for us. Because this academic system, it's been in place for some years now, and it's not producing any results. So I believe the best way is to go back to what we had that produced the players we had then. Yeah.
I think I will agree with you in terms of the academic system. It is meant to develop. If the academic system is being run in a way, it is meant to develop talent. Now, if it's being run in a competitive way, as is being done in England now, where you have the Premier League 2, where they play matches trying to win in leagues, then it can make a lot of sense. That is what the core system did. This is purely to develop, but not purely to, improve and make them competitive. So we come to Boronta, we come to Shadrach. Baron, give us because you didn't finish your previous point when I interrupted you.
Right. So
give us your view on all these three factors.
So I think, as Mr. Bonnie said, right? You see, the whole football problem is a microcosm of our societal problems. You see, the way our problems are. We are just seeing a small part. It's just microcosm, right? That is the nation you're seeing play out in a small sense, right? It's our football, right? So, like you're saying, academies have now become more of a money zone. I remember a time they even had something on Metro TVs. It even became like this.
That talent show they had.
Yeah. It became like people came, they kicked the ball, they did something. I'm like, what is this? This is gibberish, you know.
Yeah.
So we haven't won. We haven't taken anything serious as a country for a very, very long time. Technicalities. Look at when I was growing up, I used to watch something called Ryan Giggs Soccer Skills. I don't know if you guys watched that thing. Ryan Giggs would be showing you his footwork, how to, when you get a player, how to turn, how to. So you see, these guys have. I mean, sometimes you watch all these great coaches, Pep Guardiola, Ancelotti. They'll tell you when you meet a player, it's like this, do this. I mean, they have these things they do. I don't know if you guys have watched Ghanaian players. When I see them playing, I don't know if they're playing football. I don't know what they're doing because even their footwork, it looks so awkward. I'm sorry, but lately when I watch, I'm like, it's the same thing. Because maybe I'm watching too much European football, or maybe I've seen too many good players. When look at the likes those days you watch Yaya Toure when he even has the ball. I mean, you're like, man, look at all these top. Even in the days of Abid Pele, Tony Yeboah. Look at Tony Yeboah. Look at all these guys. They had, I don't know. There was, now you look at it, you like, no, there's something wrong. There is something wrong. And like Bano said, we have to go back to the cult. And that was it. That is where we got all our Sebastian Banses and Abedi Pele and
all the best players.
All the best players. So we might have to go back. And when we go back, I hope we do the right things because we are just not doing the right thing as a nation. Look, the whole problem we are facing is a national problem because we never want to do the right thing as a people. Right? We never want to do the right thing. Even our football is riddled with, I don't want to say anything that would, I want to invoke my Fifth Amendment here. But what I'm trying to say is that our football is riddled with things right from a young age till you grow up. Look at what happened in Brazil. Like it stinks. Until our society itself, like Mr. Bonnie said, from our pitches. I mean, we were playing area football. It was fun. You know, that is how people grew up.
It's also an avenue because you look at Brazil.
That was the area football. That is where they pick you. The coaches will come and
that is right.
grab you from there. And then it was from there you a class of folk is watching and stuff like that. So
it was purely merit based. Merit because people saw what you were doing. But now I don't know.
Thank you very much, Shadrach. Unfortunately, I'm going to ask you a very, very difficult question, and good luck if you answer it well done. If not, that's your luck for the week. You know, with the Carlos Nyantichi, Truman, and Baron, you know, they've criticized the way Ghanaian football is developing. My question to you is, how are Ghanaian players, how come they, in the last 10 to 15 years, they've been pivotal in some big European clubs? Sule Mutari won was with Portsmouth. He won for them. You know all about Italian football.
Won Champions League.
Yeah, Stephen Appiah did some fantastic job in Italy. You know all about that. Michael Essien became one of the best midfielders in Europe. Thomas Partey has proven himself at Atletico Madrid. And Asamoah Gyan came here briefly, did something. John Penso was
Kofi, let me not cut you. All these guys you mentioned play coach football.
Okay. No, Shadrach, what is the difference? Why do you think they perform bad for the country, and when they come to Europe, they do so well?
For me, as a player, for me, it's simple. It's a mindset. It's a straight mindset. I was born and I grew up in Italy, so the way I was being coached from early, it was everything about being able to play in most formations. So if you go from 3 to whatever, you're still able to perform at the highest level. So me growing up, I've always known about being tactical and technical as well. So I feel like most of the players, and I grew up with my parents, so we was never struggling like. So most of the players from Ghana that who struggle and see their parents struggle, when they get the chance to make it and they see money or they see this, sometimes they'll follow that. They go for that because obviously they want to help their family. But when you like me, I can only speak for myself. Me, when I was playing football, was always trying to be the best, trying to be the best. I never worried about making money because I was always
focus
fine.
on
So
playing.
my mindset was like always trying to go for the best. Always trying.
Now,
but as a player,
let me interrupt you here. You were brought up and trained in Italy. I know your technical ability. Compare yourself to Jojo, coming from Ghana with so much talent. What was his technical ability? Because I know you normally get on him during games. Yeah, you know how good he is. Do you think Jojo is technically aware as you are, even though he's a very skillful player?
No, it's not. I don't think he's technically aware as I am. I think I'm more mature. He's just raw. He can see he's got that raw talent, but he just needs like to learn where to be in positions, management, like his game understanding. Because when as Carlos said, when you play street football, there's not much position, you pick up the ball from the goalkeeper, you go and dribble everyone. But with football, you can't go. I'm a attacking midfielder. They told me the closer I am to the box, the easier it is for me to score goals. So you go in deep to collect the ball and drive and dribble everyone, you're wasting energy. So you know in your positioning where to be, let the midfielder pass you the ball. The ball travels faster than the player. So if you're in the gap, the ball will come to you, you turn, you're close, instead of you being there and dribble everyone.
Do you know why I asked you this question? I'm going to jump to Truman to answer the question. It's going to be a difficult one for Truman. Because Truman, the reason I asked Shadrach that question, Shadrach obviously was trained in Italy, and when he turned up to play in the iGimel Academy, you could see he had quality. And then we have this kid from Ghana. He's been in UK for about 2 or 3 years. Very good, technically very good. But tactically, he was struggling to adapt, to understand. Now, it goes to Baron's question in terms of, and Carlos' question about codes, and yet these guys come here. So if everything is so bad in Ghana, and these guys come here, they spend some time in Europe and they improve. Take Partey, for instance. He was with Atletico Madrid for a very long time before he improved there. So are we saying that the lack of pitches is giving free talent to Europe to mature? Or you look at a player like Michael Essien, he was in France for a very long time. He comes to England, he's improved. So are we saying, and then we look at someone like what's this guy, Asamoah Gyan? He literally came from the World Cup straight to Europe and started playing. What is missing here? What are we missing here? You know, I don't know the answer. I'm asking, what are we missing here? What's the problem?
Hey, so just to come in, like we said, look, football is a microcosm of our whole
societal problems.
Yes, look, anyone who was schooled in Ghana, you Carlos, you told me, Bano, you told me, you go outside Ghana, you see that. I mean, look, you learned, like we go to school in Adisado, right? There was a lot of road memorization. Newton's first law. A body will continue in this state of motion of moving, will move with a constant velocity unless acting like that sort of thing. But when you get out, you realize that no, that's not how learning should be, right? So for some time, you do struggle. You do struggle to catch your breath. The techniques and everything. We do calculus. Look, you learn, do IDX, okay, do a subtraction of the indices, and then you see that fundamentals. And you need to learn the fundamentals properly. And that is what we lack as a society. So a lot of our people, when they move outside, man, you ask any Ghanaian who has gone to Yale, Harvard, Cornell, they would catch up. But it takes time because you realize that things.
It was different.
You have been messed up. I
Yeah.
am sorry, but you realize you have been messed up.
Messed up big time.
I remember when I was doing my.
Barun, let me cut you short here, Barun. We want. I think Barun is still insisting on the societal problems clearly precipitating down or rising up whilst we go outside and inform it. I think there is evidence to support that in terms of what we do. And then we will come back to Truman, and after that we'll just go everyone around 1 minute, and I'm going to be strict on that one. So Truman, you've got 2 minutes. You're from where you left off, and then the summary of the conversations everyone is having here. 2 minutes, Truman. Let's go.
So, I mean, you can only give what you've been exposed to or what you have, right? So, if you take Jojo, for example, he's been in the UK for 3 years. I presume he's more than 16 years, right?
Yeah.
Is he more than 16? Good.
Yeah.
So, it's fundamentals right from the beginning. Communication, processing, thought pattern, everything is known through what he was exposed here, okay? And it goes back to my first comment. Ghana as a country, not just sports, I mean, as a country, our mindset is totally now sort of meritocracy. This is something that people all over the world are viewing. So I may not have to use some languages, but we all know the situation. Anybody in Ghana who speaks up and stands up for the right thing is branded as arrogant. Competence is branded as arrogance. So we all settle for not even the average, mediocrity, that is the word. And that has affected us. So we don't aspire for greatness. We don't aspire to learn. What we are learning, the competition is globally, it's not locally. So if a kid learns how to play football, he watches, now there's DSTV and all that. So he intends to play in the Champions Leagues and the EPLs and the La Ligas. So we need to start teaching them how to compete globally. But the sad truth is that the teachers are so familiar and okay with the level they see or the level they have. If anybody comes, you see, let me make this example.
30 seconds.
What's his name? Yeah. Herbert Mensah. Herbert Mensah has to get the authority from Otunpo to be able to manage people. Herbert Mensah abrogated whatever we call board, and he was operational single-handedly. Because if he had a board, he had a management or whatever, they would have detracted him and delayed him because he had a vision. He had practiced in South Africa, Canada, US, UK. He thinks globally. So he was able to make something in Koroko and it replicated in other teams. Do you get it? So we need strong leadership. You don't think the GFA provides strong leadership? The current GFA. No. You may have one player, one coach that is doing so well, Karim Zito. Karim Zito is a learned coach who does not love nonsense. So he came to Koroko, took the league, they fired him for some crazy something. Now you see his exploits. Another good coach, Bashir Hayford. See, we have about 3 good coaches who will speak up and stand up against that, but they are always branded as Bashir Hayford, Coach Jay Sapon, and Karim Zito. These coaches are really good, tactically, technically, but they will be branded as arrogant. So the problem is not just our mindset. And I'm hoping that at least Ghanaians, everybody is going to have some level of education in the next few years with the free SHS. Every single person will have secondary education so they can at least read and write. I don't want to go into that, but
thank you very much, Truman. And next week, I think what we are going to do next week is that
I wanted to touch on the Champions League just a little bit.
I think time is gone.
Don't make him.
What we are Guys,
Anyway, I have 15 seconds. I have 15 seconds.
okay,
Champions
go on.
League won by best defense, best midfield, best attack. The most important thing now is two things: the mental agility and the ability, the passion to win. No team has these five, with the exception of Real Madrid.
Oh, yeah,
That is what I'm
right.
telling you. Real Madrid.
Hala Madrid.
Ladies and
Madrid.
gentlemen, we once again want to say thank you for being with us and all your lovely comments. We'll be closing exactly 4 minutes. Exactly 5 minutes, because everybody will have 1 minute each now to summarize the Champions League, Ghana winning the AFCON and 2020, and the GFA performance in terms of the infrastructural thing in Ghana. So we start off, Nyantichi, exactly 1 minute, and I will cut you after 1 minute. Yes, please go, Nyantichi. The whole topic, summarize in 1 minute.
Well, so yeah, with all at least I believe that the best team, the team to win the Champions League will be the team with the sharpest strikers, and the one that can the one that also make the least amount of mistakes at the back. And then this current GFA, I don't think they've been in office long enough for me to judge them, so I'll hold my horses on that. And then, like I said, Ghana can't win AFCON 2020. It won't happen. Quarterfinals, that would be best. That would be our best performance.
Thank you very much, Nyantichi. Shadrach, 1 minute. Summarize the whole topic for today.
PSG to win, Man City to win, Liverpool to win, Chelsea to win.
Oh
and
my God.
On the Ghana subject, I would say that we need to be more attractive as a team. You know, if you're a young player, you can't look up to anyone. Who do you look up to if you're a young player? You can't look up to any Ghanaian star. There's no stardom in the Ghanaian team. The coaching quality has to be better. We need to get this European coaches if we can, to help our team develop. And the players need to step up, have a different mindset and just play for a higher team instead of settling in Dubai, China. You will not help the team. You will just help your pockets. That's it.
Burunt, thank you very much, Shadrach.
Right. So I think I'm with Shadrach. Man City would progress. PSG and Bayern, I'd hold it. I can't do any predictions. Chelsea would likely go through, and who else?
Madrid.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
No. I'll hold on.
Yeah, good.
Liverpool. Yeah, hold on, because Liverpool can pull a surprise. I mean,
Frankie.
there's a team we know. I mean, they never walk alone. There's always a third man with them. Okay,
Wow.
and also in terms of Ghana, look, I'm not gonna. No, we're not going anywhere. I mean, that's simple. We're not going anywhere. With the present GFA, I don't know. It's not more of the GFA, the people over there. It's about the old guys who are still there. I mean, we just have new faces, but there's some people who work in the trenches who are still there. So hey, I'm not really going to.
You're not too enthusiastic about that, yeah?
Nah, I'm not really enthusiastic.
Okay,
about that until we change everything. So
we go to Carlos. 1 minute.
All right. Real Madrid, we already have our ticket. We're already in the finals. Chelsea will progress to semifinals. We'll meet Real Madrid. And then Bayern and PSG is still 50-50 for me. I think Dortmund have to take their chances and they will progress to the next stage. On GFA and Ghana football, I will leave them for another day.
Okay. Thank you very much. Throw 1 minute.
Okay, so Bayern PSG is going to beat Bayern like 4-2. Kofi, are you writing it? I hope you're writing it. Dortmund, Chelsea.
No, it's Dortmund, Man City.
Dortmund, City is going to beat Dortmund. They made some mistakes. They're not going to repeat those mistakes. Spurs is going to come through. Porto, Chelsea is going to beat Porto hands down. Chelsea is going to progress. Madrid, Liverpool, not because I'm a Madrid fan. I watched that game. Yeah, I watched that game when we scored the first goal, and Liverpool was pressing. The first and second, Liverpool was pressing. I knew that because of the games, because of Madrid, I knew Madrid was going to reply immediately, and it happened. If they had scored again, Madrid would have scored again. The fact of the matter is that if you score Madrid is not complacent. They will fight till the last end. So
leave Madrid alone. Jump onto GFA, please.
So if GFA, Ghana, I think, will make it. You see, irrespective of all that is happening, Ghana is a natural football country. We love football, and we have some good players. They may not be playing some fancy teams now, but they have the spirit. So we're probably going to make it to the if they put their things together and come together, tournaments are not won because you have a star. It's when you have a team to get it. When you have a team like Portugal, like South Korea, and yes. So I'm going to say probably semi-finals.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching the iGimel football show. With me are Professor Nyantechi, Shadrach, Barone, Carlos, and Truman. Nyantechi currently is in Ghana, Shadrach is in the UK, Barone is in the US, Carlos is in the US, and Truman is in Ghana, and myself, I'm in London. And iGimel show next week will be coming back again with a heated one. And I believe today we've done close to 1 hour 45 minutes. And because the topic you could tell is we've not even exhausted 50% of the topics. Next week we'll come back again. You will see the same setup. We're going to continue from where we left off today. And I'll be presenting to you a very exciting proposition from the iGimel Sports Show. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching us, and goodbye. So we'll catch you again next week.
Thank you. El Clasico, we're going to beat Barcelona by 5 goals to